Hello, I'm Alex from Fontaine Motors, and today we're going to be giving you a potted history of the Audi S4. The opportunity to shoot this video came up almost by chance in buying the very lovely B5 S4 you can see behind me. We realised that we actually had on site the complete 20 years of modern petrol-engined Audi S4s, and the opportunity was too good to miss. So we're going to be showing you each car, talking you around it and taking them for a little drive.
Fontaine Motors, the go-to place to buy, sell and maintain exceptional Audis.
So the first proper S4 that was actually an A4 is the laser red B5 just behind me. This car was announced in 1997, launched in 1998 with a 2.7 litre twin turbocharged V6, Torsen four-wheel drive, all 6-speed manuals, available as either a four-door saloon or an estate car. We got those through until 2001. The car was quite popular in period, wildly tunable, and everyone that bought them at the time loved them, drove them, modified them, thrashed them and crashed them, and as a result there's very few left today. To drive, the S4 B5 was very well liked in period, but is surprisingly modern today. It's compact, exploitable, torquey, lots of fun on the B road, and actually almost identical in size to the S3 saloon that we have today. The engine's quite different to what you get now, much larger, much more turbo lag, a little bit softer than a modern car as well, which on a bumpy British B road actually works really nicely. Having not seen or driven a standard one in some years, it's quite refreshing, but a really nice reminder of just how good these cars were and how they set the mould for the modern performance S cars we have now. The car that's not behind me now is a UR S4, or original S4. The first car Audi badged as S4 was based on the Audi 100 on the C4 platform, which confusingly later became an A6. In fact, towards the end of the UR S4's life, Audi gave it a very small facelift and renamed it the S6 anyway. It might have been nice to have one here for completeness, but they sold very few in period, they're quite old, they're very rare today, and we couldn't find one. After the B5 came the B6 and the B7 S4. We mentioned the B6 and the B7 together because the B7 is not trying to be mean to it, it's effectively a facelift of the B6 car. We'd be repeating ourselves to have both. The B6 and the B7 switched from the turbo V6 to a normally aspirated 4.2 litre V8 with 344 horsepower. You could buy them as a saloon, an estate, Avant, or a convertible. 6-speed manual or 6-speed Tiptronic automatic transmission. It's a car that's very much about the engine, and today, in a world of downsizing, everything being a small turbo, is pleasingly old school. Driving a B6 or B7 S4 today is almost all about its glorious V8 engine. Normally aspirated, lots of low down torque, but also quite satisfying to rev out. They make a range of wonderful noises, mixed with the traditional Audi qualities of grip, all-weather performance and usability. The car behind me and the B8 generation S4 launched in 2008 with us all the way through to 2015 with a facelift in the middle. Where the previous V8 car was amusingly old school, the B8 brought things into the 21st century with a supercharged 3-litre V6, the option of an S-tronic transmission, and some really nice dynamic options effectively from the period RS4. Quattro sport differential, dynamic steering, damping control to sharpen things up as a driver's car. Very, very well specified car behind me, kindly loaned to us by a customer. The condition of the loan was that I mentioned both VTEC and mashed potato in the video. So there you go, Stratis, please consider the debt paid. To drive, the B8 S4 really moved things on as a driver's car from the previous model. Audi made some engineering changes to move the weight back slightly in the chassis, make it more even, more neutral. The engine, being supercharged, felt a lot like the V8. Much better fuel economy and lower emissions, but thanks to the supercharger, still produced the low down torque, but also revved out nicely. Whilst a manual was available early on, most people did buy the S-tronic automatic transmission, which was smooth in daily use but lovely and sharp and responsive when you're pressing on. The chassis was pretty good as standard, but by adding some of the options like the Quattro Sport differential, it could be made a lot more alive and agile for a keen driver. The B9 generation S4 launched in 2017 and thanks to a change in emissions rules, only with us for 2 short model years. It was replaced for the 2019 model year with a diesel, although the petrol engined car remains the more desirable of the two, with values starting to overlap for the best examples. 3-litre turbocharged V6, 354 horsepower, 8-speed automatic, and a similar range of dynamic extras available as with the B8 generation for the keen driver. Driving the B9 takes up where the B8 car left off. Newer technology, improvements all round, better fuel economy, lower emissions, but still a great all-rounder of a car, the best jack of all trades you could buy. Family, daily use, easy peasy, still a fun thing to use.
Fontaine Motors, the go-to place to buy, sell and maintain exceptional Audis.